See students, we are already studying the chapter environment in geography subject. So in our last sessions, we understood what is environment. Okay. Then onwards, we also came to know that our environment can be divided into two parts, and they only are natural environment and human-made environment. Onwards, we also understood the important components of both of these environments, the components of natural environment and that of human environment. So these were a few things which we studied in our last sessions. Now we have the next point to be studied, that is ecosystem. Then what is ecosystem? Now let us observe this simple diagram. Okay, that is, see here, actually here in this diagram, these are the important points. Okay, all these are nothing else but the components of ecosystem only. Yes, see here, first of all to begin with insects, next frog, next snake, next eagle, and afterwards then again insects. Why it is shown like this? Now let us see it. Let's observe insects. Insects are those organisms, and insects are those smallest of the organisms, but which can be seen by our eyes. They are the smallest, but one can see them by their eyes. And those insects are nothing else but the prey of a little bit bigger organism than them, that is frog. Frog, it means frog is that organism which lives only on these insects. Insects are the only food for frog. So from here to here, this is what we call a cycle. Or from here to here, this is processes. Okay, and afterwards, if a frog eats the insects for its livelihood, then we can understand that frog is also not safer for all the times. Why? Because sometimes or one or the other day, even the frog also should be eaten by another bigger organism than this, and that one is snake. So with this we understand that snake is that organism which lives on other rodents such as frogs and rats. Frogs and rats. So if a frog is one of the foods of snake, then what about snake then? Okay, when a snake lives on frogs by eating frogs and rats, at the same time one of the other times snake is eaten by those other organisms, the birds such as eagle or kites. So with this what I am going to understand, even snakes also are not safer for all the times. Sooner or later, even they too are eaten by some other organisms, and they can be called eagle or kites. Okay. So onwards, if this is so up to here, then what about the eagles? No doubt, sooner or later, when even eagle or kites would die, when they meet their death, afterwards they are no more. They are no more, and they start themselves getting absorbed into the earth after their death. Then soon after their death, even eagle or kites or any other of those carnivorous birds or herbivorous birds, even they too should get absorbed into the soil, and that time they themselves became the prey for insects. At least after their death, eagle or kites or any other birds or the animals became prey, become prey for insects. With this, why do I understand once again? Insects are those organisms which live on the remains, of those animals or birds or any other organisms. So with this, what we understand, this is actually the life cycle, and this is the life cycle. It comes to an end where it starts. So this is how actually the life cycle starts from, and this is the end where it comes to meet. So with this, however, then after all, with this simple diagram of life cycle, finally what we come to understand here, it is our environment. In this environment, each and every organisms are interconnected with each other. They are interrelated with each other. In other terms, we may tell that one or the other animal or bird or insects or any plants, any tree, or in one or the other way dependent on each other, dependent on other organisms. That's what something we may call interrelationship. No doubt, each and every organisms in the environment are closely, very intimately interconnected with one or the other organisms. That is what, in simple, we may call ecosystem. Or in literal terms, we can understand that all plants, animals and human beings depend on their immediate surroundings. Often they are also interdependent on each other. This relationship between the living organisms as well as the relationship between the organism and their surroundings form an ecosystem. It means here what we understand, let's come once again to this diagram. This sort of life cycle, this sort of interrelationship or the interdependence of the living organisms, and this sort of relationship between the organisms and their immediate surroundings themselves form an ecosystem. And this ecosystem it's such a system, it's so well organized system that it's always well balanced. This ecosystem is totally dependent on its good balance. Why? Because if once slightly the balance is gone in this ecosystem, means the whole of ecosystem is affected, no doubt. So balance, the requirement of balance is very important here. But most of the time what we find is that it is due to the too much of human activity. Due to the over human activity, many times we can find that the balance of the ecosystem is going to be disturbed at a larger extent, that too in the form of pollution. Water pollution it might be, air pollution it might be, soil pollution it might be, or in any other way. Okay, balance is supposed to be maintained for the proper maintenance of the ecosystem. Okay, thank you.